Hi everyone, I'm Tanaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of September 11th. So this week we are riding the tail of that Pisces full moon that peaked on September 10th. This Pisces full moon was particularly sensitive, so if you're feeling a lot of emotions bubbling up, give them space. Give yourself time to process them. Be gentle with yourself. When our inner world is very active and heightened, like it is, this week as well, and was at the end of last week too, we can feel very tired, drained, a little bit depleted. Our outside world can feel a little confusing or a little bit overwhelming. And again, this is all calls to go within, to be with our inner world, to find that stillness, to find that time to connect with your inner voice, that higher self that lives within. And if you haven't already, especially the first part of this week is a wonderful time to make the time to get still and to connect with your inner voice and find out what wisdom it's offering you. Get really still, connect with the inner you, the higher you. Ask it, what wisdom do you have? What wisdom can you share? Where do I need to focus my energy right now? Where do I need to love myself more? Connect with that voice. Ask it a question or just see what it says, because that full moon was really thinning the veil, helping us to access and unlock our intuition and that inner connection. And on top of that, and this is an energy that we're feeling really kind of till the end of the year, but this strong retrograde effect is flowing in. Mercury went retrograde on September 9th. That will last until October 2nd. And with that Mercury retrograde, that will give us 6 major planets in retrograde. So this is, again, a strong retrograde effect asking us to revisit, go back over, reassess, look at the past, look over projects that we sort of abandoned, look over things that that have come up again in our lives. It's a time of pause and reflection. If you think retrograde, think reassessed, reflect, revisit the past. If you're hearing a baby, I'm sorry, that is my little almost 1-year-old, if you can believe. She's almost one. As if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I had a daughter back on October 3rd of last year. And oh my God, if you guys are mothers out there, I don't know how anyone does it. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. But anyway, if you hear a little squeals in the background, that's her. Okay, so where was I? Yes, retrograde energy, re-looking over the past, revisiting, reassessing, all of that is what this retrograde energy kind of guides us to do. So that is going to be very, very strong all through till the first part of 2023. And the reason for that is, well, we've got this Mercury retrograde happening now. And like I said, that gives us 6 major planets in retrograde. But then we also have Mars stationing retrograde. Now, that doesn't happen until October 30th, but I want to talk about it now because Mars last week on September 4th already started to slow down, already started to enter what's called this shadow period, where it begins that slowdown, preparing for the upcoming retrograde. So depending how sensitive you are or how active Mars is in your chart, you may already be feeling that, coupled with all this other energy. So what is that going to look like? What is that already looking like? Well, Mars retrograde can really get us to look at our energy levels. How are you choosing to spend your energy? You may feel zapped, you may feel extra energized. The key here is, how are we choosing to spend our energy? The other thing that Mars retrograde can tap into is the motivation, our motivation. What is motivating us? And is that motivation in alignment with where we need to be, or does something need to shift? So that can sometimes manifest as a lack of motivation. And if that lack of motivation is there, it may be because you need to reassess and start looking at what is driving your motivations. Mars retrograde can also get us to think about our goals and dreams and realigning those. Have we outgrown them? How do they need to transform? Do we need to look in a different direction? Mars retrograde is a big energy. It is the most powerful retrograde we can experience because it happens the least. And therefore, it is the most potent and the one that we feel the most strongly. And this is an energy, like I said, it's already started and it will officially go into full gear October 30th. So, still a ways away, but we're already feeling it, and it will continue until January 12th of 2023. And even then, even once Mars stations direct in January, it still takes a long time to get itself back up to speed until March actually of next year. So a lot of retrograde effect energy that will be moving through now until early next year. So again, this is a theme that we're going to be feeling, and it will really peak under this Mercury retrograde that we're currently working with, and as we get closer to that October 30th date where Mars will enter retrograde as well. So, where does that leave us for this week? I would say your focus is really on your inner world. Lots of energy. All of this cosmic energy is drawing us within. Get still with yourself. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to your intuition. If you cannot hear it, be still. Connect with it. Be patient. Trust. All of that sort of inner work, inner activity. We're very alive on the inside, even if the outer world, excuse me, feels a little foggy, overwhelming, or confusing. Our inner world is very active, very alive, very wanting to be listened to under this energy. I would suggest this week going slow, taking your time, making a lot of time for rest, especially if you're feeling zapped. Maybe starting to think about what is motivating you or what motivates you. And thinking if anything from the past has come up, don't shove it away. See if you can look at it. See if you can look at it with an open heart and an open mind. We're still in a very, I think I spoke about this last week, but we're still in a very kind of flow-like state. So it's a little bit more passive. We can kind of sit back a little bit and let things unravel, let things show us what needs to be done rather than trying to go in and meddle with stuff. So that still applies for this week as well. All right, I hope that's helpful. I hope that's something for you to go on. Slow down, pause, go within, connect with your inner world. That's your homework for this week. Oh, it's not really homework. It's just where the universe is encouraging us to go as we journey through these energies. But actually, overall, it's kind of a quiet week. A lot of inner stuff going on. It's all happening on an inner level, bubbling within. All right, I hope that's helpful. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. I always forget, please subscribe. If you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel. It just takes a second. Click the button. Please subscribe. Feel free to share it along, and I'll see you guys next week.